If you're getting more into squatting and you don't know whether if you should do high bar or low bar, today I'm going to discuss with you guys the differences between those two, what each offer, and which one you should do. Let's go. Let's start with high bar squat. So just to make everything simple, high bar squat essentially is just you're putting the bar on your back where the traps are. So it's going to be more higher up on your back, and because of this, you're going to be more on an upright position. One of the main benefits of high bar is that it's very good for hypertrophy training to grow your quads, but don't get me wrong, you can still do your high bar position for your comp squat. And for those who have short femurs, this is also good for you because you don't have a lot of range of motion when you're squatting, so in high bar position can still be good for you as well. On the other hand, the low bar squat, you're placing the bar more on your rear delts instead of your traps. Because of this, you're naturally going to lean more so that the bar does not roll off your back when you're squatting. One of the main benefits why a lot of people do low bar squat is because you can put a lot more load and weight on your back. So if you're a powerlifter, this is going to be very good for you so that you can put as much as weight as you can on your bar. Another main benefit is for those who have long femurs and are also competing in powerlifting. One thing when it comes to powerlifting and squatting is that the judges look for depth. Especially if you have long legs, it is kind of hard to hit depth with long legs, right? So because of the low bar position, you're going to be more leaned forward, which means it'll be easier to hit depth because you have more space to work around with your hips on the bottom position of the squat. And although a lot of people say to be more upright, chest out when you're squatting, especially for a low bar squat, it is okay to be more lean forward and more bent over. Obviously not to the point where it's excessive. So now the question lies here, which one should you do? Should you do the high bar or the low bar? And the answer I'm going to give you guys is it depends. The main objective for powerlifting is to lift as much as weight as you can. And what offers that? The low bar squat. If you are a powerlifter and you want to lift a lot of weight and you want to make sure you're hitting depth, and if you have long femurs, the good way to go is for the low bar squat. On the other hand, if you don't take powerlifting serious and you just want to build legs and build glutes and just overall build your leg strength, high bar squat is good. In other words, high bar squat is good for hypertrophy training to build those muscles and strength. On the other hand, low bar squat is good to lift as much as weight as you can. I do want to make note here that you don't have to stick to one squat positioning throughout your program. What I personally do is I add both of these variations throughout my program. Where my primary leg day, I'll be doing the low bar squat, and my second leg day throughout the week, I'll be doing a high bar squat. Because I want to implement both so I can get both benefits from the high bar and the low bar. Because they're both unique in their own ways and they both provide their own benefits. But once again, it does depend on the person and it all comes down to preferences. But this is what I personally like to do because this has helped me get stronger, grow bigger legs, and be able to squat at least 500 pounds. Hope this gave you guys a better idea of the differences between each squat and which one you should do. Don't be afraid to experiment and try new things out, and just make sure you stick with it to see whether you like it or not. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Like, sub, share, comment, all that kind of good stuff. I got my school community down in the description below. Feel free to join it. And as always, till next time, peace.